Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and this is the first 23-24 kit review. And as we've all seen, Liverpool were hot off the marks, releasing their new home kit inspired by the 1970s and the more recent 2000 shirt that we're donning now. So we've got hold of the Liverpool shirt, and what we're going to do, we're going to take a little bit of a look in closer detail at some of the features of this shirt. We've also got the last 3 seasons, because this marks the 4th Nike shirt that Liverpool have had. So season number 4, so we'll have a look and compare against some of the others. We'll also take a look at the fit as well. And you know, I'm not blessed with a footballer's body, but I will compare this to a couple of the other shirts just to sort of show you how it fits on me. I'll talk about my height and everything else. So hopefully this is really useful for those of you watching who are considering buying this shirt. Now, first and foremost, well, let's have a look in a little closer detail. Let's get the camera in on some of the details of this shirt, and then we'll come back and have a bigger chat about it. Let's have a look now. So there you go, guys. As you can see from that detail in the video, this is the match version of the shirt. Now, as we will know from previous seasons, Nike released 2 versions of their shirt each year: the stadium version, also known as the fan version, or the match/authentic version. Now, we have got hold of the authentic match version here to look at, which has slight differences to the stadium version, and we'll look at this and we'll compare this. Now, we've got the stadium version from last season, but we have got the vapor match issues from the previous 2, but we'll have a look at some of that detail. Now, the first thing to point out is that this shirt follows a very similar template to what we saw with Nike last season, and as with all match shirts, we've got this sort of really intricate, crazy pattern going on that you will have picked out from that close up. And I would say the pattern is probably more pronounced than this one, which sort of had an underlying sort of horizontal wave pattern. And this was this had sort of a pattern that was sort of flowing down, some slight differences. So this one, there's a little bit more going on there. There's a lot going on to that patterning, and it's like an embossed type feeling. You know, you can feel it on the fabric. Now, that sets it apart a little bit from the stadium version, which is typically just a solid block of colour. And I guess with this pattern, you're picking up, I mean, it's not different shades of red, but the patterning gives it that effect of having different shades, and it does look really good. Now, I'm recording this just after Liverpool previewed or wore this kit for the first time in their home match against Aston Villa, and yeah, it looked good. I would say this shirt certainly looked better on the players than the 22-23 shirt did. But I would need to go back and have a look in more detail. But I think, I think it's a winner compared to last season. So let's look at some of the detail. So on all of the match versions, we've got the LFC crest, the Nike swoosh, and the Standard Charter logo in sort of this slightly rubberized effect there. Quite a thin rubberized effect there compared to, no, I guess it's probably a similar feel there. Really nice. So, you know, sort of heat pressed rubberized there. You've got obviously the 97 emblem on the back, which pays tribute to the 97 people who sadly lost their lives at Hillsborough. You got the Expedia logo there, but the main difference this season with this shirt is twofold. Firstly, you'll notice the collars, And the cuffs, the second one is the colouring. Now let's talk about the collar and the cuffs first, because as I said, this is a similar template to Nike from last season, which for me was not a winner. We saw the Nike template across a number of club shirts and also a number of international shirts in the World Cup, and I wasn't a big fan. Now, you know, you can still see that here, and I'll try and demonstrate here. You've got this sort of trim going round here, but I think it works better this season because your eyes are drawn to this solid white neckline. The neckline is better, I think, than last season. So you can see here, you've got that arch going down both there, but you've got a very, I mean, it was a very loose, not particularly attractive collar. And you know, I mean, I don't wear these shirts, but if I'd have worn that and washed it, I just wonder whether over time there would have been a bit of give there. So I think the neckline helps this shirt, and I do love the cuffs. I think the cuffs really work as they do on this shirt. Now, again, on the back last year, we had this horrible sort of, I don't even want to know what to call it. It's sort of, it's a thicker bit of material, and it's sort of got a, somebody on YouTube described it as a concertina effect, but it really stood out. Now, it's not as pronounced on the match version, and actually it means that there's just a better treatment around the back. You'll notice here, and I know I'm jumping around, but there was this darker pattern. It just felt very flimsy. So I think it goes some way to compensate for what I think is a poor template. You've obviously got the engineered by Nike down there. You've got the dry fit. It is a really, really nice shirt. Now, let's look at colour. So first and foremost, let's compare it, and we'll put some shots up on the screen as well, but you can instantly see the difference in the reds this year. And last season's kit did go slightly darker, dare I say was almost verging on burgundy. But when you see this again, it sort of goes back to sort of the traditional red that we would want to see. Now, maybe not as bright as the one I'm wearing from 2000, which is quite a you know, a bright red, but it feels like it's a nod back to what Liverpool should be. So you can see, yeah, instantly slightly lighter there compared to the previous season. Again, slightly different shade, maybe just a touch more sophisticated than the 21-22. I think it's perhaps more in line with this kit. Yeah, as you can see, not a huge amount of difference there. So really, really nice. And you know, I think up against the previous seasons, I think Nike has redeemed itself a little bit, because for me, this wasn't a great kit. Pretty much summed up our season. It was an interesting move to that slightly darker red. See, we've got the Robertson on there. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, it looks good with the Premier League sleeve patches and the Premier League name set. I think the previous season was a really nice shirt. Obviously, as a team, we performed really well. I just thought, yeah, we had that solid neckline and the solid sleeves, albeit in the orange, but you had some stuff going on and a slightly more faded badge there going on. This one's got the club font at the time, and I really like that. I think in the Vapor that really worked. And equally, the first offering by Nike, which was the season after we won the league. Again, you know, I actually really like this shirt in Vapor. I've got a feeling that they are all XLs. So there you go. I think for me, still a winner. I did like this shirt. I don't think there's a huge. Oh, let's get that back up there. I don't think there's a huge amount in it between these two. I think, you know, it's still very early days for me here. I did like this shirt, but yeah, I mean, there's a bit of nostalgia here linking back to the 70s, and obviously the shirt I'm wearing here. As for this season's, yeah, I'm sort of glad I got it in the stadium, to be honest with you, but there you go. We will get a name set put on this eventually. But yeah, let's have a look now at the fit. Now, before I put these on, what we're going to do is I'll go through each of these shirts so you can see they are all extra large. These 3 are Vapor, this one is Stadium. We'll take a look, and what I will say is I'm 6'4" in height and I'm about 15 stone. I do prefer a slightly looser fitting shirt, so I generally feel more comfortable in an XL shirt. I find a large shirt, we're getting on the verges of it feeling slightly restrictive on me, and so that's my preference. I also don't have a footballer's body. I think if I had a footballer's body, I might just get away with large. So let's have a look at the fit. Okay, so apologies, I'm holding a mic here. Now, I was wrong. I've just taken a look at this, and this is a large, and I think this probably demonstrates what I was talking about. So this is the match version, and as you can see, I mean, I'm holding my tummy in. It is a tighter fit for me, which I guess, yeah, confirms what I've always known, which is an XL. I mean, it's not uncomfortable. There's give around the sleeves, as you can see here. Sideways on, as I say, if I breathe in, yeah, we're getting there. So let's have a look at the following season. Okay, so again, and apologies because I keep my tags on my shirts. As you can see, this is the Vapor version, this is extra large, and automatically you can see there's a bit more give there for me. The sleeves, yeah, not too bad. Sideways on, I mean, I'm not having to suck the tummy in there. Plenty of good length on there. Feels good round the collar. Let's look at last season's. So the current season one, again, this is Stadium version with tags. And again, you can see, you know, I mean, it's been stored, so it needs a good press. But again, you know, for me, it's hanging like I like a shirt. I don't want a shirt to be tight in like that. I want a bit of give. As I say, these tend to be what I call museum pieces. I don't wear these. So let's see how these compare to the 23-20. Okay, so here we go. And again, it feels like those last 2. Again, the sleeves feel okay. I guess the only thing I really notice for me is I'm slightly conscious. No, I guess if I stand straight, I think the collar feels okay. Sometimes I just feel with the bigger shirts, I've not got as good a fit round the neckline. Again, I'm not having to breathe in. And it feels, for me, feels really good. So I would say for Nike, I mean, it's fitting true to size, and we've seen that through all the other shirts. So I'll put the mic down, just stand back, give you a twirl, and you'll see the shirt. So there you go, guys. There was the review of the new 23-24 Liverpool shirt. I'm really happy with this shirt. Great that I could do the review of my own team as the first shirt of the season, but we'll be back with plenty of other kit reviews as the new kits land. But until then, guys, thanks for watching. Hope this has been really useful. If you've got any comments or questions, hit us up. We'll try and do our very best to let you know. One final thing, just to point out before you go rushing off. This kit costs £124 on Nike Store for the match version. I think it's £80 for the fan version. So an increase of about £10 on each version from last season. And that's been something that's been talked about on social media. Now, I think you can get this shirt slightly cheaper through Liverpool Direct, through the club store. I think also if you're a member like me, you can get a 10% saving. But remember, most of the major retail outlets will be stocking this very soon. And as I always try and do, there's always an opportunity to get shirts later in the season in the sales, which is where I really start to add to my collection. So bear that in mind, guys. But if you want to get the shirt straight away, there it is. You're going to have to pay out some money. But that said, really happy with this match version. I think Liverpool are going to look amazing. Until the next video, guys, thanks a lot for watching. We'll talk to you really soon. Cheers.